Thanks, Chef.
This is so nice here.
Yeah. Isn't it just?
Everyone was so quiet.
Apart from us. So with these fancy new speakers that we got, you can control how much noise comes on the outside speakers and how much comes on the inside speakers. And we were down there having a right old time playing checkers with all our favourite music playing. And then Jackson came out and put the spray hood up because it started raining. There was a blasting disco party out here. And we were the ones ruining the serenity. Well guys, what a crazy time in the world it is. I would never have expected this to happen in my lifetime, but here we are. So this is us, this is our isolation setup. We're pretty fortunate, not doing too bad over here. How are you guys doing? Comment below, would love to hear your situations and how you're dealing with it. Since arriving back to Sydney, we've put a couple of upgrades into Avalon. We've polished it all up and we thought it was about time we gave you a boat tour. We really hope you enjoy having a little nosy around the boat and coming along on our day. Oh baby!
You need to get in your dinghy and come out and surf this.
This is living. First things first in the boat tour, the surroundings. They are anywhere you want to be. And we love that about our little house.
Here in a little place called Refuge Bay because it's got a really sweet waterfall. And we've actually had quite a bit of rain recently. So we're gonna go check that out and I reckon that'll be flowing.
Have you ever bought a house that comes with its own car? This one comes with its own trusty steed, Susie.
Now the great news with this bad boy is that it comes with our trusty Suzuki outboard, which starts second time every time. Because if you'll see, it probably won't start first time, but always starts on the second one. See? So for our avid followers, Susie actually had a few little moments about 6 months ago. Turned out that I'd clogged up the carburetor. So she's got a new carby now. She's just had a full service from Suzuki and is running better than ever. And we also put a new prop on her, which was with a slightly different pitch. And now she goes so much faster. So like before, we'd always struggled, the two of us, to get up on the plane. But watch this bad boy now. Here we go.
So we never actually explained this to you because we found it quite boring.
Yeah. But when we were in Fiji, all the glue in our dinghy just started deteriorating, like all the seams and everything. So when we got to Australia, we've actually got a brand spanker and it's actually so much better than the other one.
We never had this on the dinghy, we just couldn't be bothered. And we've actually come to the realization that it was quite a pivotal piece on the dinghy, and she gets on the plane just straight away now.
So we're gonna go on a little bit of an adventure. This is quite treacherous. I don't think
Yes, it is.
I don't know if this is a path. I'm just guessing.
So welcome to Trekking with Jackson. The perfectly carved out path is just not good enough. So this is what we're doing. You're joking me.
All right, let's have a go at this.
can hear the waterfall.
That is definitely one thing about living on a boat, that you get pretty good at living in self-isolation. And these kind of places you can explore. The thing I love about this is just like Sydney's backyard. I guess a few people come here, there's a few engravings, and obviously a few boats down there, but it really is a very underrated place to sail and explore, and I just love it. So one thing I don't think you'll see any other Elan impression have is a custom-made swim platform made out of beautiful South Pacific hardwood. This was made in remote parts of Tahiti in the Tuamotus. What can I say? It's been an absolute glamour of an addition to the boat, hey? We pull in all our big fish, is where we jump from. We've got the swim ladder here.
It's where we bathe.
Yeah, it's where we bathe, like little swim platform, straight in. It's a nice little shower platform out here. Doo-doo-doo-doo. It's a hot shower. We've actually upgraded Avalon's water. So when we bought the boat, she had 300 litres. Now she's got 500 litres, which now when we're cruising around Sydney it's awesome. Like, we've got so much water to live, like it's easy to fill up. But when we were in the South Pacific and cruising, Xanthe and I could quite happily get, 5 to 6 weeks out of that? Easily.
Yeah, easily.
And it wasn't even that much of a stretch. But yeah, she's been upgraded to hold a lot of water for extended cruising. One thing that we love about the cockpit of this boat, and one reason we bought it, was actually these seats. We spend so much time in these seats, and it's like everyone who ever comes on the boat loves them. They're just so nice. Like, you can sit out in the sun, it's kind of safe, but you it just extends the whole cockpit zone.
We actually call them mum seats because anyone who wants to get out the way, i.e. our mums, they love them, because when people are sailing and doing all that serious crazy shit in the cockpit, the mums can just sit there, or whoever doesn't want to get involved in the sailing, and just take in the view. So welcome to Finding Avalon. She is an Elan impression, 2005. We bought her in Croatia 2 years ago, and she has been our home ever since then. The last time we did a boat tour was when we just kind of moved in, and a lot's happened since then. And as we've been going along cruising around the world, we've adapted her to be more of a Bluewater full-time liveaboard. So come and take a look down below. This is my galley. We've had some great times down here. We've had some downright dud times down here. The most recent addition is this new oven. We waited till we got to Australia to get it because we were going to have to get a new one when we got here anyway, because it has to be Australian certified. This is our fridge. Not many people have freezers as big as ours apparently, so great for catching fish. Jackson worked tirelessly to fit a water filter down below here. We can pretty much take water from anywhere, and it gets rid of all the nasties, E. coli, stuff like that, and it also changes the taste to make it always taste great. So bloody marvellous. Our deep dark dirty secret of how we managed to hang on to water for so long is our saltwater foot pump. So when we're washing dishes, we can just flick this tap over to the saltwater mechanism, and I just pump it down here with my foot, and hey presto, we have water straight from the ocean. And this is the saloon. So we've got a little reading nook over here. You can just grab a book off the bookshelf, just chill. Things are getting serious. This is my desk, and this is how we have it set up for dinner. But if you need a bit of room, this thing comes down.
We actually made an infill for this, so that way it actually turns into another berth, which is super helpful on passage.
And then the sneakiest part of all of this, the sneakiest part is...
So this is where all the magic happens. This is the nav desk. This is where we keep all our charts and all our messy stuff. No, this is where we keep all our paper charts and kind of, I would say, what's the right word?
Pieces of shit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there actually. One of the cool things that we did on the boat when we bought it was we upgraded it to a new Raymarine Axiom chart plotter, which also ties into our new AIS unit. The thing we really like about it is that it connects to the iPad. So you can have the iPad outside. This is obviously our VHF radio, and then we have our new stereo, which is really nice. We actually only just installed this recently because the other one died. Underneath here as well, we've got our inverter and our sat phone. So we've got an Iridium Go sat phone that's hooked up to our external antenna. This is my tool shed. All the tools fit in here. It's a bit of a pain in the ass if you've got something right at the bottom, but it all fits in there really nice and neatly.
And
this is my office. Hand pump for the toilet, and here's our other shower. We've used it a total of like 3 times because we like showering outside, but pretty good. It is really important to have a wet closet on your boat, and so this is where we hang up all our wet weather gear, all that kind of stuff, because all the water just drains down into here. And it does have like an automatic electric shower pump that pumps that out. The other thing we really like is that nice big windows. You can watch the dolphins going past while you're like brushing your teeth. I think it's just such a major point about this boat actually, that there is so much light and windows that it just makes it a really nice space to be. So this is our first bedroom, which we affectionately call the garage. It has served as pretty much a garage for the entire trip. It's where we keep all our stuff, all our surfboards.
And this is guest bedroom number 2. We affectionately call this one Lukey Boy's bedroom, because this was his bedroom when we were doing the Atlantic crossing, and it never lost its name. And actually this is the bedroom that Jackson and I sleep in on crossings if the waves are really big, because it's actually a lot quieter back here. It's good to have options.
So between the 2 bedrooms, Perky is our trusty engine. We call her Perky because she's a Perkins, but also it's pretty perky. Like it starts first time every time. Except for one time when I had accidentally knocked a wire out of place on the fuel pump and then it didn't start. But besides that, it's been a very reliable engine. So you might be asking why a Perkins is green. Well, when we bought the boat, it actually came with a basically brand new engine, which was one of the reasons we bought it. Now the thing is that it came with a new Perkins engine, but they actually used some of the older Volvo parts on it. So it has the old Volvo heat exchanger, and it also uses like the Volvo fuel filters, but everything else on it is Perkins. It's got a new alternator. It's probably got like just under 2,000 hours now. We bought it with 500 hours. Really well maintained, just been serviced. It's awesome. Another cool feature about the engine bay here is the automatic fire extinguisher that we put in. Thankfully it's never gone off, but something to think about is if your engine were to catch on fire, like you've got no way of getting down there. Like if you open this up, you're just gonna have flames going everywhere, and it's pretty bloody hard to go get to a fire extinguisher, like major passageways. So we thought it was a good idea to have an automatic fire extinguisher in there.
And this is our room, which we love. We have a half island bed, which you don't often find in the forward cabin on boats, which gives us a lot of mobility. So we can just kind of hop out of bed, just chill out here. So it's pretty nice. And
Did you spend a lot of time chilling there?
not really. I got little shelves here, personal shelves. We both keep our Kindles. Best part of this room is when we're lying here, if we're under sail, we get to see the sails, which the captain really likes because he can spy on his crew. If the sail's kind of luffing, then he'll be right up there, you mark my words. And at night time, we get to watch the stars. And another great feature of this room is something that the captain installed himself, and he put USB ports in all of the cabins, which is great for things like fans. And of course, any good boat has a lot of storage.
Heaps of storage underneath these beds in the back here, and what we actually used them for was to install some flexible water. So what that is under each of these beds we've installed an extra 100 litres of water. And in here we also have our solar charger and our battery charger and our battery monitor. In here we keep most of our safety equipment. So we've got our life raft, we've got a grab bag. Because we did the ARC as well, everything we have is basically up to the ARC standard. And that's pretty much an offshore racing standard. Our grab bag in here has got EPIRBs, it's got food and water and
Fishing kit,
all kinds of really helpful stuff. On Avalon, we've upgraded our house batteries to 420 amps of lead acid batteries. Only 6 months old now, and we've combined those with this 36 volt 320 watt solar panel, and this thing is an absolute beast. Power storage on Avalon has been a bit of a learning curve, but we're there now. Victron Bluetooth solar charger, Victron Bluetooth battery monitor, and with both of those things it's really easy to track your power, track your storage, how much you're using, how much is going in, and how efficient, and make sure everything's working really well. We can easily be using our laptops and charging both our laptops every day while we're filming, editing, plus everything else we need to do.
All right, we got some wind, so we're gonna get some sails up and have a bit of fun. We're off!
I think one important factor of any cruising boat like this is firstly having a really good helm station with everything you need in front of you and a really good autopilot. As you can see, autopilot right now is doing a great job. We're cruising upwind, and you can set this autopilot to a wind angle and a compass bearing. So either of those things are great. I think a wind angle is really nice if you're kind of open ocean, especially if you don't want to jibe or you've got the sails set up to a particular angle and you're happy just to go with that breeze, then that's really good. So on here as well, we've got our wind angle, our depth and our speed. Then we've got our iPad there for our charts. Luckily I kind of know the area around here a little bit, so I don't use the charts as much right now, but yeah, all really good.
Famous last words.
I know, it did just drop to like 4 meters. So one thing we really love about Avalon is that she's a really comfortable boat to sail for 2 people, which is really important for us. And more importantly, like, it's very manageable single-handed as well. So all the ropes come back to the cockpit. The only thing you have to do in front of the cockpit is set the spinnaker pole. And we would only ever do that if there was 2 people on deck. So in terms of safety and ocean going, like, I really love the safety factor of everything being here in the cockpit. Easy to grab, easy to handle. Especially if you're up here by yourself, you know. It's actually nice to be able to just grab and go to a winch. So you can have the hand on the wheel if you need. Do something here, do something there. I love it. Sitting only on like 60 degrees wind, probably doing about 6.5, 7 knots. Perfect sailing conditions. Isn't it?
Yes, yes it is.
So a few things that we really like about our sailing setup and our rig. The first one was that we chose to replace all the rigging while we were in Spain. And I think that's paid dividends along the way. Like, I think that's been safety and also just performance. Like, you know, it's nice to know that you've got good gear, and for us doing long ocean crossing, the one thing that you're relying on is your sails and your rigging. And then our sailing setup. So we've actually learned to love the simple setup. So we've got our furling genoa on the front, which acts as a really nice jib. Like, if you're gonna go upwind, if you just put one roll in it, it flattens it out really nicely. And then obviously just taking that one roll out just works so well as a genoa. And then for our mainsail, we also opted to put a third reef in, which we have actually used quite a bit, surprisingly. Then we've also got a small spinnaker. Now, when I say small, it's only like 80 square meters. It wasn't actually designed for the boat, but was given to us by a friend. And it's proved to be super handy. Like, if we did cruising again, I would definitely upgrade our spinnaker setup. And I think I'll get another bigger spinnaker for sure. Our little spinnaker combined with our spinnaker pole, it's just like we've got 4 points of sail covered. And I think it's proved like 18,000 miles cruising with that sail setup with really not that many issues. It's only like super light wind under 5 knots where we somewhat wish we might have a set of light wind sails.
That island over there is called Lion Island because people think it looks like a sleeping lion. I've got to say, the best feature of this boat is our dolphin viewing platform. Follow me.